Back at it again, looking at these ancient Minecraft updates. So, in our server, at this point, we've made it to the pretty scary update, and if math and logical thinking scares you, you're in luck. That's not this update, but the next. We can save the existential dread of math for next time. Starting off strong, we get command blocks. Finally, a remote way to run commands in-game. This came out 12 years ago. I don't think there's any problem at all with the command blocks. They don't need to be a part of survival, which, if you couldn't tell, is where I'm focusing most of my attention at. Beacons get added. Did you know that they were added because Jeb had joined a random survival server where all the players had achieved everything? And he basically added it as something for the completionists to continue to strive for, and it's never been changed at all? I mean, I have my own idea on how beacons should be. If you'd like, you can check it out right here. And you can judge if my idea is sound enough for it to be in Minecraft. Now that you totally watched that video, liked, commented, and subscribed, we can move on to the next big thing that was added. Anvils. This block hasn't changed very much over the years, and time hasn't been too kind to it. It's also funny to note that the level cap for anvils was also a thing while in creative mode when the anvil first got revealed. If I'm going to be honest, I don't have a unique perspective about the anvil. It's already been talked to death, so I'm just going to play it safe and say to remove the too expensive limit, and then that will fix everyone's problem with Minecraft. Mob heads were added, and they're kind of impossible to get, but you can try. It takes serious effort and a bit of chance, but if you legitimately get it, it's a pretty cool trophy. And let's just not talk about wither skeleton skulls, and then we should be all set. Potatoes, carrots, and their respective variants were added, and I don't think there's much to improve unless you want a golden potato. I do like the carrot on a stick. It actually, surprisingly, has a boost function when it's used on a pig while riding it. It'd be pretty cool if that could also be applied to horses. The wither also got added, and I don't think I can remember the last game I played where you deliberately create a secret boss, so it gets cool points for me. Although on the Minecraft wiki, it brings up that the wither is meant as an endgame boss, so as an endgame boss, I think I'd like it to challenge the player more and testing the skills the players has learned, which it kind of does with the wither mechanic. If you know that milk can clear potion effects, bam, you have a counter there. And you also know if you have regeneration potions, they can usually fight back poison. And so I just wanted to challenge more of what the player's skill set could be. Like, for example, right? I think if the wither flew a little bit further off the ground, that would require the player to have one of two items. Either the elytra, so that way they could literally have elytra combat in the game and you have a boss that centers around it, and I think the wither is perfect because it flies around. And two, you could also just use, the fishing rod to reel the wither in and then attack it and then it flies away. But, the elytra doesn't exist, but hey, this was the Warden of 2012 along with Facebook and somebody we used to know. Well, all in all, the wither is pretty cool, but it keeps to the theme of Minecraft bosses being simple and really too easy to understand. It helps the general player base understand it, but it does get a little old after a while. Okay, cut.